Hey there, Stampers. Welcome to another week of Slimline Saturday, where this week we are going to create this cute little Christmas card. My name is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Canada, and for the last almost 2 months, I've been doing a feature every Saturday, and I'm calling it Slimline Saturdays, where every Saturday I feature a Slimline card. So this week we are going to use the Tag Buffet stamp set. This is from the Stampin' Up! 2020 August to December mini catalog. And we're going to recreate this card, except we're going to make a couple changes. One of them will be the color combination. So this one uses real red and shaded spruce for a more traditional Christmas card. The one that we're going to create on the video today uses Purple Posy and Misty Moonlight. So it will give it a completely different look, but the card layout will be exactly the same. Okay, so I'll bring that one back to compare the two towards the end of the video. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is bring in a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This measures 2 7/8 by 7 7/8, and we're going to do some stamping. So I'm going to use the ornament and some Memento, Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And I'm going to use my grid mat to help me out here. So 2 of these lines is about 1 inch, so I want it about 1 inch from the outer edges. And whenever I'm doing anything in threes, I do the outer bits first, the outer pieces first, and then I can center that middle piece in between the 2 outer pieces. So I'm going to slide this over so that I can measure 1 inch. I will have all of the measurements for the cardstock layers on my blog, and there will be a link to that blog post in the description below. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to take a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock, and we're going to stamp a 3rd ornament. Okay, and then we will do some coloring. So I'm going to use Stampin' Blends to color these in. I'm going to use the 2 colors that we're using to create this card, so Purple Posy and Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to start with my light Purple Posy, and I'm going to color in this center bit. So I'm just going to color in the whole thing with the light, and then I'm going to go back in and add just a bit of shadowing with the dark. Now there's no right or wrong way to color with our Stampin' Blends. Some people prefer to start with dark and then add the light, and others prefer to go light, dark, and then blend with the light. I find that my blending looks better if I do it this way, with that nice base of light on the cardstock. The more I find it blends better, the more layers of ink there are on the cardstock. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat that over here. And for this particular color, there isn't a huge difference between the light and the dark. It's very subtle. Some colors have a little bit more of a difference. Okay, so Purple Posy's done. Now I'm going to come back in with Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to color the top bit and the bottom bit. So I'm using the light Misty Moonlight. Okay, and then I'll come in with just a hint of dark. Now this, because this is a darker color, I really don't want it to take away from the image. So I'm just adding a hint of dark. And then I'll blend just a little bit that, and then I'll repeat that on this side. So again, starting with the light. And I work one ornament at a time just because I don't want it to fully dry. I mean, they dry pretty quickly, but I don't want it to fully dry. I want to be able to easily blend. Okay, there we go. So those two ornaments are done. And then this ornament, I colored it in and I just reversed the order. So the band is in Misty Moonlight and the top and bottom are in Purple Posy. And I've gone ahead and colored that and cut it out. Now you'll notice on here, there is a bit of shimmer. So let's do that on this card. So what I did for that shimmer, let me bring it up closer so you can see. Hopefully you can the camera catches that. So I am using some Champagne Mist shimmer paint. I'm just going to give it a shake and open it up and use the ink from the lid and a really fine paintbrush. And I am just going to paint that shimmer paint right onto the top of the ornaments. Just like that. And then also these thin little bands. So we carry this shimmer paint in two colors. This is the Champagne Mist, and then we also carry it in white. And there's actually lots of things that you can do with shimmer paint. You can stamp with it. You can mix it with some rubbing alcohol in one of our Stampin' Spritzers and mist with it to create your own shimmer mist. You can paint with it, just like I'm doing here. You can splatter with it, which I love to do. So there's lots of different things that you can do with this. And I will have in the description below, I will have a full supply list and links to my online store if there's anything that you are interested in ordering and are in Canada. All right. Okay. So that bit is done. Now we need to bring in our leaves and stamp our leaves. So I've got the two leaf images, well, two of the three, I guess. These two leaf images from our Tag Buffet stamp set. And we're going to stamp. I'm going to bring in my scrap and I'm going to stamp one of these longer ones on here. One on here, and one on here. And then I'll do one of the shorter ones on each of the ornaments. And then bring in my scrap and I'm going to stamp two of these smaller ones. And then these three leaves will get fussy cut, which I've already done, so you don't have to watch me fussy cut. So I've already gone ahead and done those. So we can set that aside. Now we're going to assemble our card before we finish putting those pieces together. So my card base is a piece of Purple Posy cardstock. It measures 7 inches by 8.5, and then it's scored at 3.5 inches to give me a slimline card at 3.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And then I have a piece of Misty Moonlight that measures 3 inches by 8 inches. And I'm just going to use my seal adhesive. And this is going to go on here so that I've got an even border on all 4 sides. And then we'll do the same on this. This is going to give us a little bit of a thinner border. So we'll have about a 1/16 of an inch of that blue showing. Oh, I love this color combination already. Okay, And then I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is for the inside. So this measures 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. And I'm going to use that beautiful Merry Christmas greeting from that same stamp set. I love the font of this. And some Misty Moonlight stamp or ink. Ink that up. Make sure it's nice, well inked. And then this is going to go in the center. Looks like it's about right. Okay, and then that's going to go inside of our card. With about 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. Okay, so now we can finish assembling our card. So this ornament is going to get popped up using some dimensionals. I'll just add a couple of those on there, and then it's going to go in the center. So see how by doing the 2 outer images first, this allows me to center it in between, center the center image in between. Okay, and then we're going to use just some pieces of dimensionals on this one to pop this up. Going to go on there, and then we'll do the same for these ones. Actually, one of them will go on flat, and then the other one will get popped up. That'll just give us a little bit of dimension. Okay, there we go. So now all we need to do is add our bows. So I've gone ahead and I've tied 3 bows. This is I've tied them using the gold trim for, I think it's called the Forever Greenery trim combo pack. I think it comes with 1 or 2 other ribbons. And I'm just going to put a little dot of multi-purpose glue right in the center. Of each one of these ornaments. And I think the ends on this one needs to be trimmed just a little bit. It's being a little bit stubborn. It's not gonna, doesn't want to stick. Might have to use a glue dot for that one. Okay, and then the last one, right in the center there. And then that covers, those bows help cover that kind of awkward, where the pine bows meet. There we go. Okay, and our card is done, and there it is in a different color combination. It really gives it a completely different look. So there are the 2 choices, one a little bit more traditional and one just kind of soft and muted and kind of fun. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not yet a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching.